But what I want to say is that isn't it weird that me and both my exes are sick all at the same time? And it's not my fault I know all those things. People just hand me this information.
Anyway,
Josh, please be a guest.
it's like I'm on a information embargo. Yeah.
So, anorexia.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
It's like, are we gonna
What's
talk
up,
about this?
everybody? What's up, everybody? I think today will be good. So, everyone, how's everyone?
So, are we gonna talk about eating disorders in this episode?
I think we could do that.
Could we? Could we really? What if we talk about eating disorders on Sunday?
We could do that too. Well, what I was actually thinking about was because I was reading what you wrote about it, and
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about how Ariana Grande was so skinny maxing on Tumblr all the
Yeah.
time. She used to post her thighs, and
No,
I was
that was
like,
like a yeah, I remember that.
hold on. I like could definitely find a picture and I'll put it. Like, come on. She has her thighs out on Tumblr. And that's what's sad is people are so mean to her about her little eating disorder.
No.
People are very mean about it. Like that girl who we met, she was mean about it.
Wait, what girl?
That girl was so mean about
What
Ari.
girl? Oh,
She
I
was so mean. She
remember.
was like, and she was a fucking cunt to Jeanette McCurdy.
Which isn't even true.
It's not even true. Jeanette didn't even say that.
Jeanette literally did not say that in the book. For anyone who's listening,
It wasn't in the book, bro.
bruh.
Dude, and that's like if you have a podcast and you're misinterpreting information like that,
Ugh.
what else are you gonna misinterpret?
True. No, I remember because I feel like I saw her thighs on Tumblr.
She
Like
used to
I
post.
vividly remember. Well, people would that was like a thing though. Like everyone would post their thigh gaps.
Okay, Ariana Grande. Maybe we should talk about Ari this episode because her eras are
You
so
just always want to talk
interesting.
about Ari.
I can't stop talking about Ari. Haven't really yet, have we?
I feel
Probably.
like we have.
Well, I talked a little bit about what she used to do on Twitter, but that's
Yeah.
pretty. Well, the thing is, guys, we're gonna go to SNL
And Rocky
and
Horror.
Rocky Horror the day before opening night because she's gonna be in New York the next day. So we're thinking that she's gonna be there for opening night again for Frankie Grande. For anyone who doesn't know, Frankie
Frank
Grande
Grande
takes
is her
part in the
brother.
Bucks County Playhouse
Stop, don't
production
dox us.
of Rocky Horror. So if
Don't
anyone
give
wants
our
to meet us, we'll be
location.
there the whole
Oh my
day, the
God.
entire day. We'll be camping out in Starbucks.
At
But do you think that they still go to Starbucks after all this Palestinian stuff?
okay, you have to cut out like everything you just said.
I'm sorry.
And for anyone who doesn't know, Frankie Grande is not married to Ariana Grande.
Everyone who we've mentioned them to recently thinks that they're married.
But everyone we've mentioned it to isn't the brightest tool in the shed in terms of internet stuff. I'm sure
Isn't the brightest tool in
I'm
the
sure
shed.
they're very bright in other regards. I don't want to get canceled. Dom, you're very smart. Colin, you've
I
got
hate that
something
guy's
going
name.
for you.
I hate that guy's name. Like, oh my God, I'm gonna freak out. Okay,
Yeah.
but also I literally need to meet her because
You've
as a
met
kid,
her.
my dream.
You've literally met her multiple
I know.
times.
But as a kid, my dream was like I used to get so jealous of all the stans who used to go to New York all the time. And I wanted to talk about this too because like fans like waiting outside hotels was
Yeah.
crazy. And like there used to be like real like there was a Twitter account called Celebs Hotels and it's not active anymore and there's nothing like it to this day, I don't think. But they used to like tweet what hotels celebrities were at or they'd be like, "Hey, I know the like hotel that like this person's at and like DM me if you want to know." And they would like DM
Yeah.
it to real stans. Like they would literally like gauge based on like if the person was a stan. Isn't that
Yeah.
crazy?
No, but it like makes sense. Like I remember people waiting outside of like One Direction hotels
Mhm.
and like just following them around for like weeks.
Do you remember like That's So Jack's story or like story
Oh,
times
One
about trying to
Direction
meet Harry
story.
Styles?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
Cause that was like that's interesting because that's like what popularized him. And that used to be like a thing of like YouTubers getting popular from telling stories about them trying to meet like Harry Styles or something.
True. That is really interesting. Cause that was
Mm-hmm.
like if you saw a video where it was like, oh, I met Harry Styles, it's like you're obviously gonna click on it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Cause
that's
it's like,
the
what
thing
did
about
Harry
it.
do? What did he do when you met him? I have to know.
He fucked.
Hmm. My mom texted me and was like, "It made me sad to watch you guys cry on your last episode."
I thought you were gonna tell her not to watch it.
Yeah, I forgot.
Oh, oh man.
She commented. She
She
has like my
commented.
old YouTube account. She commented and was like, "I'm watching. Too late."
Oh, that's who that was. I saw that and I like didn't know.
Because that was like my old account when I was really little. Like that was my I like copied it from some girl in school whose username was Jessie Girl 02. And then I like copied it and was like, oh, BB Girl 02.
Why'd she use your old account? Why doesn't she just use her account?
She doesn't know what she's on when she does stuff.
Oh, right. My mistake.
Yeah. Sorry, but what was it? Oh, okay.
Ari.
So the thing is that it's my dream to meet her like in New York and like get to have an actual long conversation with her. Like that was like
Yeah.
my dream when I was younger because I had so much shit to say. I
The
was like,
thing
you don't
is,
understand. I've been here since the start and you saved my life. Not all
oh
heroes wear
my
capes. I
God.
needed to tell her, but I never got to. Well, I kind of did. I met her like 4 times at meet and greets. And every time I would tell her, I'd be like, she tweeted my sign one time.
So just to recap, for anyone who skipped through that, Brittany needs to tell Ari that she saved her life.
You don't understand though. It was
I
for
do
real.
understand because that was me with One Direction.
You don't understand though, because Ari, like, for real did.
No, One Direction for real did, dude.
No, because the girls in school used to be so mean to me about Ari, but then you get this. My friend had a famous Instagram account, Honeymoon Avenue Libby. She had a famous Instagram account for Ari.
Honeymoon Avenue.
And all of us made this sign that we passed out that said sip the moonlight tea, right? Are you following it? We
Oh my
passed
God,
that
I
out at
need
our show
help.
and it said hold up during Honeymoon Avenue, right? Anyone following? So
Get
then
me
we held
out,
it
get
up
me out,
and
get me
she
out.
grabbed it from the crowd and laughed for like 5 minutes and was like, guys, y'all are so funny. Oh my God, you guys are so funny. Like, holy crap. Like, I have the funniest fans ever. I love y'all.
Do you think she was on coke? Because
No.
there's no way she laughed for 5 minutes if she wasn't on coke.
It was like a 3 minute video and of her like just like laughing and taking it from the crowd because she can't see shit because she's like blind as fuck. So like that was like a blind blind Diana.
Wait, you know what's really weird about Ari that I don't think I ever told you?
What?
Was when I was in like eighth grade, or like I think I know I met her in like seventh grade, but then we were like best friends in like seventh and eighth grade. There was this girl who I'm like not friends with, or we stopped being friends with because she ended up being like mean and just like excluded me from her whole friend group. But she was like one of my like first like friends in middle school that I was like really close with.
Mm.
And me, her, and like Soundaria would have like a group chat together. Like we were like the three of us were close at first, but she was like a huge Ariana Grande fan. Like she was like a huge like she was like her wallpaper, and that was like what she was like known for. Everyone was
Yeah,
like, "Oh."
I'm willing to bet. I'm freaking willing to bet.
Everyone in our class was like, "Oh, she like loves Ariana. Like
No,
that's
that
like
was
her
me. I
thing."
was the girl
No,
like
that's
that.
how everyone acted about her, and I was like, "That's so
What
embarrassing.
age?
Like you like Ariana."
What age?
Well, I met her when she was in eighth grade, but this was
Okay.
like
So that
since
was
she
by
was
the
like in
time.
fourth grade, third grade, she
No,
liked
I don't
Ari.
believe that shit.
Okay, but isn't it weird that one of my first best friends was an Ari
No,
stan?
that is really weird
And
because
I was
that
like,
means our brains must be the same. What was her name?
I can't say her name. You have to cut that out though, because if she sees this, she's the type of bitch who would watch this. So I don't like her. She was mean. But
Oh,
she, but I remember being like, that's so weird. You like Ari.
that
Like
is
I thought it
weird.
was weird because I didn't like
Well,
Ari. She also liked Russ
Ariana,
Lynch.
Ariana and One Direction stands go together like this.
No, they don't.
For audio listeners, I'm crossing my fingers
And
together.
I'm saying no, they don't. For anyone who has it on mute. Guys,
That was good.
can we get drunk tonight?
Yeah. Wait, so what I'm trying to say though is like I would write I would write her notes telling her my life story and give it to her during the meet and greet.
Yeah,
I bet
that
I
would
have the
make me
audio. Do you want to
sad.
hear?
No.
Why not?
No, yeah, play it.
It's like, when you would like put the audio in your pocket.
Yeah. Well, also meet and greets were just so weird back then. The fact that you could do that.
I don't know if you remember.
Wait, oh my God, you have to play it.
That's amazing. Are they here tonight?
You're like, I don't know if you remember. And she's like, that's amazing. Both of your voices are so
I know it's
funny.
fucked up. Wait,
Because you're
also,
like, because you can also hear like the urgency in your voice of like scrambling to say everything. And she's like all breathy, like she just like had like sex with Mac Miller or something. Sorry, rest in peace. But
oh
like,
my God. Well, the
sounds
thing is
like,
that like, okay, I just want to say this. She wouldn't she when she didn't know who a fan's username was, she wouldn't lie and say she knew,
how do you know
right?
that?
Because we figured this out on Twitter because if someone told her the username that their like username and she was like she didn't know it, she would just be like, "Oh, like blah blah blah," you know?
So what did she say to you when you said your username?
I think I don't she said, "Oh, that's like amazing."
So she knew it? Is that what you're trying to say? Like, I don't,
What she knew, yeah.
hmm.
She was like, "It's so nice to meet you."
Yeah, because you're at a meet and greet.
I think she did though, because she one time I was like, well, I told her my username every time I met her, and some it was a different reaction each time, right?
And what was your
So,
username for the crowd?
so the first username was Ariana Beautiful. Get it? Because like bows, she wore
Because she
bows,
wore
beautiful
bows.
bow. Anyways, and then the other one was like, know it Ariana, because I was like, oh, let me be an Alessia Cara stan too. Get it? Because her album Know It All.
No, I didn't listen to Alessia Cara because I had friends. That's also not even true. I didn't have friends. Do
Okay.
you think people would cancel me?
You're not cancelable. That's the thing about you. Is you could do bullshit and nobody would give a fuck. And that's what pisses me off because people pick who they want to cancel. Okay, but can I just say that Ariana Grande's eras are crazy and it makes me mad because we saw Wicked recently and it makes me mad that people are so hateful towards her about her little voice thing. For anyone who doesn't know, people
But I don't think that's the reason
no
people
no.
hate on her voice.
Like she used to like talk like
Yeah,
a
I think
black
that's
person
fine.
sometimes in
Yeah, yeah.
interviews. Um and okay, but the thing is, the state of the internet was, I feel like everyone did that at the time and thought it was okay,
No, it definitely was more so
which
because
doesn't make it
remember,
okay. But
yeah, because remember when we had like Summer on and she was like talking about that like one video that um got exposed or exposed her being like or being racist or talking in like a racist accent or whatever.
oh, like African American vernacular, is that what it's called?
I don't know.
AAV.
It was like imitating this one Vine. Yeah, but I do think that the internet was definitely like a different place, but that still obviously doesn't make it okay and stuff. But I do think that people hating on her now for her like acting like Wicked is dumb because she literally is just like changing her personality to like mimic Glinda.
Yeah, well, that was what. Okay, I have two things to say. That was like what made me mad when we saw Wicked recently. I was like, holy shit, like I'm understanding where her like voice and her mannerisms are coming from because she like really like has it down. Like I feel like she like literally exactly was imitating that character. So then like once I saw that, I was like, it's crazy that people are like mad at her because she's literally just like taking like she did that with Kat, like she just takes on the
Mhm.
characters which like I don't know, it's a little bit like jail, I guess, like a little bit like what
No.
but I think it's just
Well,
like her like being used to talking that way too.
even
Eh,
people in the comments for the trailer, like the top comment was saying that she like literally just like you can see in the trailer how much she like sounds like the original like Wicked actress.
Yeah, and it's like nobody hates on other people for doing like method acting. So like
Yeah.
why is everyone angry at her? I don't know. I guess it's like the whole like switch from like talking like very differently and people thinking her personality's fake, which I get it. She's a celebrity. I just have the need to defend her all the time. So, like
Because
she's
you
just
love her.
because I love her. I was also gonna say about
I do think she's a
like
sweetie.
no, I think she's like a really good person, like honestly. Like maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm just too attached to this woman, but I genuinely think she was like so sweet to her fans, like, and I don't
Mm.
think it was like I think she really like impacted people like a lot, and I think that that's really the thing that matters about it. Like she really like had a world inside of the internet like built around her, which was so interesting. I also wanted to say like it's interesting because thinking about like old jokes that were like imitating like a black person's accent or something like that, like it's weird because a lot of like viral vines are just that, like are just like
Yeah.
someone saying something in that like tone of voice and it going viral. And that's like so interesting because people would quote those all the time and it was kind of like super normal. And like I feel like kids at the time didn't really know what they were doing when they did that, which is so weird.
Yeah. Well, just like the landscape of the internet was so different back then. Like everything was allowed. Like I was gonna say like about like how like eating disorders and self-harm were very like prominent on like all Tumblr.
We can talk about it another time.
Yeah.
But
But Ari's eras are crazy. Well, just eras of like celebrities are so interesting.
people got so attached, thank you, to like certain like periods of time for the person who they like stand. And it was almost this
Mhm.
like FOMO thing of like people being like, I was here during this era. And it
Yeah.
was like this way of like
Justifying
prove it,
yourself.
yeah, like proving yourself or like justifying yourself in like
Yeah.
the fandom, which is so interesting because it's like it's just like weird what you like think about that kids just started doing when they were left to like this like world of like just like saying whatever and like create like pretty much like I feel like Stan Twitter was this world created by children if you think
It
about
was
it.
kind of just like a big playground.
Yeah,
And it was
which
just
is
like we
so
were just a bunch
interesting.
of kids on a playground.
And it's funny that like we defaulted to like, okay, well, let's make like a hierarchy and let's like base our like worth on like how many like like how much someone has noticed us.
Yeah.
And like because like when people had like the like number of notices from their
Yeah.
fave like in
Yeah.
their bio or like the
Yeah.
link to
Or
all the
their name.
tweets,
Yeah. Yeah.
like that's so
Ugh.
funny.
I
And
also do think that Eras is like a crazy thing because I do think it's like popularized now by Taylor Swift going on her Eras tour,
that's
where it was
so
like,
interesting too. Yeah.
yeah, because it was always a thing before of like that Stans knew about where they'd be like, oh, I was here since like da da da, or I've been here since like this era. But I think like with Taylor Swift like actually talking about it and like addressing it by literally being the name of her tour, like it brought like a whole new like thing to it because her tour is crazy. Like
Yeah.
the fact that she like just transitions into like all of these different eras and it's like the costumes and the music and the lighting and like the makeup and everything. Like that's wild. And I'm wondering like I feel like other celebrities are also gonna like do that. Like I'm almost wondering if that like will soon become like almost the norm where it's like
Yeah.
celebrities if they have like because like Ariana has like definitely has enough like singles and enough like fans for like her to go on an Eras tour. You know what I mean? And like
Yeah, dude, that would be
fans would love
killer.
that. They would
That would
love
I
it.
would be in the pit.
Yeah. Brittany
No,
really wants to be in the pit for a lot of stuff.
I was thinking that when you were saying it because I feel like she's someone who like has that same kind of like just like the structure of her career kind of is similar to
Yeah.
Taylor Swift's, but then also
Or like if Justin Bieber went on like an Eras tour, dude.
no, it is so interesting that she normalized it because also it's like a normal thing to be like, oh, this person's in like their like whatever era.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's so weird because that like is just like a thing that came from Stan Twitter and then probably came from like drag queens or something. Because that
Yeah.
is where a lot of like Twitter language came from. But I don't know, that is like very interesting.
We're like Ariana's eras as like clearly like marked because I feel like with Taylor Swift, it's like, and I just know this because I like know her a lot more, but it's like very marked. I especially I also think that like Reputation did a crazy thing to like pop music and the way that pop music is marketed in general and stuff. And I feel like there's like a post Reputation and a pre Reputation because that coming out was like a crazy thing. Like she like dropped off the face of the planet for 2 years and then like came back, and like her like marketing was crazy. Like it was just like pictures of like snakes on her Instagram. And
Yeah.
like and she was like silent besides that, and everyone was like freaking out. And then Reputation came out. Like that's a crazy thing. And then the transition from Reputation to Lover, like
Well, also
that's
just the
insane.
start of like people marketing on social media is really interesting because people would like use like social media absence as a way to
Yeah.
market their like upcoming music, which is very interesting.
Yeah,
And it's
like
just like
artists would
funny.
go like silent. Like that was like a thing. Like if an artist like went silent on a platform, you were
They'd be
like,
like,
"Oh,
what's gonna
something's
happen?
coming."
Yeah.
Yeah. Or yeah. Like that's so interesting.
Well,
Cuz it's
that's weird
almost
too, because
like
we watched like the beginning of that happen, and like now it's just like a very normal thing.
yeah, but it's almost like how like you're like more valuable when you're less available, and it's like marketing is almost more impactful when there's like less of it for like big
Yeah.
celebrities, because it's like, oh, you can post a bunch of stuff, but at the end of the day, you not posting is what's going to draw the most attention. And that's a really interesting thing.
Well, because eyes are already on those celebrities.
Yeah.
So they don't actually have to like do anything to get the eyes there. Like people are gonna
Yeah.
watch no matter what. So yeah, that is also interesting because the new marketing now is like no marketing and making things seem really like genuine and not like
Yeah.
they're like
But
for
that
like
is still a form of marketing.
yeah.
Like, and it's like not like genuine. Like you're trying to be genuine, but it's like, is it genuine?
Well, it's weird how much like aesthetics also have shifted because like I feel like it didn't used to be a thing that like artists would have like really like aesthetic kind of like feeds and stuff like that and
Yeah.
like that's a weird thing that like has like become really normal and like I don't know. I feel like we just like built this like world online that like has become really normal and it wasn't always like that is the thing. And I think that's what's kind of interesting about it.
Like I like remember when One Direction would just they would just post like pictures of them like in their like dressing rooms. Like you know what, like that was like it was so like casual. Or like Niall
Yeah.
would post like selfies. But it's also like I do think that like obviously like the marketing for like male celebrities and female celebrities is like very different. Because even thinking of like One Direction specifically, like One Direction didn't have to like really do any marketing to like get to like to become really big. Like not in like
Ugh, but they're like in a sense if you think about it like their old like tour diaries kind of are that
oh,
because they like
true.
really like humanized them. I think like fans really
Yeah.
liked seeing that sort of stuff of like just like humanizing their favorite person.
I miss them so much. You don't even
Because also
understand.
Fifth Harmony did that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it was like, ugh, like
Well, I
it like
think,
created like whenever there were like fandom inside jokes, it like created this
yeah,
like whole thing.
they did really build a community, which I guess is a form of marketing. I mean, it is. And I also think that when it was like a band or anyone where it was more than one celebrity, there was that aspect of like, oh, these are just like friends
Yeah,
having
their
fun and
friendship.
hanging out. And even if they like weren't really friends or there was like stuff going on behind the scenes that fans didn't know about, I feel like it wasn't even like no one even like thought of it that way. Everyone was just like, oh no, these are genuine friendships. And I do think they were genuine in the beginning. Like I think like with One Direction, like I know like obviously they like stopped being friends. But I think in the beginning, like it was genuine. Like they were all besties.
No, and I think people do like have a radar for that, especially
Hmm.
back then. Like it, like I think more was like people didn't really know what worked, and they didn't like have this like
Yeah.
set idea that like that would work. So I feel like it was also still like, even though it was a form of marketing, it was still like
No, it
very
was
genuine,
genuine
and
because
that's
they
why
were just
people
doing
love
it
them.
because they were like they wanted to do it and it was like fun for them. Like their like tour diaries and stuff. And even like their friendship with like 5 Seconds of Summer. Like I feel like that was very genuine because it was also just like another like group of guys that they like became friends with.
The way that like artists you like would like introduce you to other artists that you like was really interesting because I think I found out about the 1975 because Ariana Grande used like their song in a tour
Are you
diary.
serious?
Like they're like she used to do like month videos and this was like back
Oh,
when like
yeah.
Yours Truly came out. And she like did like a like just November, December video. And I know that that was the month. I like
No,
have it
I
memorized in my
know.
head.
I know you do.
And like she used Chocolate by the 1975. And then like at the time I was super depressed and I was like, oh my God, this song is like so like like
Oh.
and I like would
Yeah.
listen to it and like cry all the time. Also, I like related it to her, which was that's
Aw.
just very interesting. Celebrities being friends or like supporting one another, like fans would literally just like listen. They were like
Yeah.
armies. Like
Yeah.
like it's funny. Like it's really funny.
No, it's like really sweet though.
Wait, also, what we should talk about is kids on Twitter. Cause like speaking of that, people role playing on Twitter.
Oh my God.
Because this
Yeah.
came up the other night when we were talking to someone because someone was saying how they were playing on like what was
Roblox.
it, like Steven Universe
Oh.
roleplay Roblox, and I was like, did you ever roleplay on Twitter? And they were like, no, and I was like, oh, because I used to roleplay on Twitter,
As
and
Ari.
I literally could show, like, I don't know if I ever showed you this or not. Maybe it would be funny if I showed it right now. Hold
Wait,
on, because
yeah.
I showed it to like Danny a while ago, and he was like, literally, what the
Oh, wait,
fuck?
I think you did show me this.
It was like
The
LA dorm
Yeah,
RP.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
kids used to
Yeah.
create,
No,
there
you
was
showed
like
me
this
this.
whole following around like these like official RP accounts. Like I don't think I've talked to you about this fully, so I'm kind of like, okay, this
No,
is like
yeah.
fun to talk about. There was like this one that was like Nick Disney RP, and they would assign people roles
Oh.
within shows, and when the episodes would come out, they would like RP those shows. And like I literally remember that like the person who had like RP'd as like Cat Valentine had like 30K like
Whoa.
followers. Like it was like a huge thing.
No, but that also is like so that's like so cool because it was just like a bunch of kids like organizing all of this too.
No, like it was so creative. Like in a
Yeah.
even though it's like kind of, I don't know. I think there's like a weird connotation to like the idea of RPing, but like
Yeah.
I think also like that's such a normal thing for kids to do because it's like, what are you doing when you're
Yeah.
playing on the playground? You're playing
No,
house, like I don't
literally.
know, or
It's
like playing
like
like H2O in the pool, like you
they're
know,
perverting it, but it like is a genuine like thing.
and they're perverting it.
They are. But
Well,
like the
would you
amount
like be in the pool and then like you'd like play
no,
H2O?
no.
Oh, I
I
feel
didn't
like
have
that's like a
friends.
universal kid experience
I didn't
though.
have friends.
I only had friends at the swim club.
Oh my God, this fucking swim club. I can't hear about it again.
Well, it's true.
I'm
That
gonna
was
lose it. Oh, want to play the movie game? Oh, let's play the movie game. Yeah, that turned out real fun.
it unified us.
No, it didn't.
Wait, let me give you this tidbit. We were in the pool at our friend's house. Our friend Marielle had us over to swim in her pool. And then what happened was someone would get out of the pool to get the ball, and then everyone would be like, "Ah, they're out of the pool! Look!" Well, Monroe
Cause like,
started it.
cause get it? Cause when you like walk out of the pool, you're like wet and like.
Ew.
Why explain it again?
No, it's like you're just like out of the pool in your bathing suit.
I know that's like what I'm
This is like
saying.
grossing me out to think. This is like
Sorry.
grossing me out. You
We
made it gross.
I was already.
But wait. We were talking about oh yeah, the idea of RV with kids. Let me just tie this up real quick. Well, okay. So here's the landscape. Let me paint the picture of the landscape for you. There were like different people, like kids would create different ones. And sometimes it was scary because you didn't know who was your age. And sometimes they would
Yeah,
try and do crazy shit in the
that
RP.
is a really
And
freaky
it would
thing.
be you as like a like 5-year-old. Not actually. I was like, what? Like, how old are you in fourth grade? Like 8?
Yeah.
Like I was probably like 8 on Twitter, like RPing with like sometimes like teenagers who would like make it weird, you know?
Well, cause that's what I was gonna say. Cause like that's like a thing that is like inherently like kind of weird. Like,
Yeah.
and like it can be weird. Like if it's like it's like not weird if it's just like you're like an 8-year-old with another 8-year-old. Cause that's like literally the same thing as being on a playground and playing like house, like you were saying.
Wait, but can I send you the link?
Yeah, I think I've seen this, but I'll share it.
I think it's a funny like representation and like to give an idea of like where my mind was when I was like 8 or something and like what was on these, like it's just so entertaining. So this is like my old, like the RP that I made. I loved having power also and like being the one to
Oh,
like
wait, hold
assign
on.
everyone the stuff and it just be my little playground. Okay, so
No,
this
you
is
would.
my
Yep, I've seen this.
cool, right? I can't believe
Yep.
it's still there. Weebly was free,
Yeah,
so
that's crazy.
But yeah, and also this is funny because it's like, okay, what's a kid gonna do? She's gonna make a website with characters and and
And
fake dorm
of
rooms.
course, they're gonna be going to a boarding school.
Obviously, it's a boarding school. Obviously, it's gonna
I like
be.
you will make enemies and best friends. You will have different things that you like to do: sports, jobs, and classes. Like what? Childhood characters?
Yeah. So
Oh, yep,
obviously,
yep.
this character was curated for me.
Well,
Ariana
yeah,
Hastings. Obviously, all these things were like a combination of like Pretty Little Liars, Victorious, and like whoever was
yeah.
famous at the
Literally, this
time.
is Ariana Hastings, and then the next picture is a picture of Allie.
And
Like,
let's just talk about how the mean girl is like literally like her name is like a combination of two girls in my school who I didn't like,
oh my god.
who were mean to me. Like they like bullied. Dude, and I
Right. Kai is his brother.
and also like I think the thing about the boys is funny, and this is what I was saying to like Danny when I was showing it to him like a while ago. I was like, I like
Oh
how
yeah.
like the girls are like all have like paragraphs, right?
Yeah.
And then you get to the boys and it's like a sentence for each, except for like the one that's like my love interest.
Yeah, and it's also spelled wrong in the boys. Like you've spelled so many words wrong. Like
I know.
decide also.
She can't. That is very interesting to see like a form of something I made when I was younger and like decide is spelled wrong. You know what I mean? Like it's weird to see yourself like create something in a form.
No.
And
Yeah.
like dorm is spelled wrong. I spelled dorm
Yeah.
wrong, and it's the name
Yeah.
of the
Like
name of
I
the
don't understand
thing.
how you do that.
Well, at the time, I feel like you didn't spell check like how we do now, and that's also interesting because I think spell check and like stuff like
Was this
change.
101 because Zoe 101?
Yeah,
Right.
obviously. Come
And
on.
Zoe's in 101.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so the two groups are called the Sparks and the Perfs, and they're gonna like fight each other. Click on theme song. This is okay, so this is a theme song for the like group.
This is so funny. Who
I
is
can just
it?
edit it in.
Oh my god, this is from the show.
Hmm.
Fuck, what is it? What was that called?
I forget. It was
It
like
was
the show with the bands, How to
How to
Rock.
Rock.
Yeah.
No, it
Wait,
was
what
like
was the
how to
other one? Can you go to the other? It's just like a funny thing to have also to reflect on and be like, oh, this is like online forever and I can just like
Yeah.
look at this and like this is what I did as a kid. Like, cause that's
That's sweet
crazy. Like
though.
you can't like our parents can't like go online and look at what they like created as a child, you know? That's like
Yeah.
interesting. But click on the perfs. Mhm.
Oh, right. Wait, but the Sparks always say stuff like totes instead of totally. Right. Okay. You said, are they the pops or the perfs?
Oh, well, I guess they're the pops.
Oh, right.
This is so funny.
Oh my god, Chelsea Stat. She was oh my god, she was low-key an it girl.
Yeah, wait, this is from I think the Brat movie. The Bratz. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
but
Bratz
she was an
movie.
it girl. This is good.
Don't hate me because I got it going on. It's just me. I'm hot, never cold. I can rock it. I don't know if I'm on time, but
You are on time.
yeah.
Whoa. Stop these like old
These
like
lyric videos.
oh
Yeah.
dude, this was like I loved these lyric videos. Like I would listen to because I would only watch lyric videos and I like loved them. Like Taylor Swift old lyric videos were my favorite thing in the world to watch.
But so yeah, RPing was crazy, bro. Sometimes they tried to have sex.
And that's weird.
Yeah.
So
And that's what's crazy too is like Tumblr and Twitter, porn was just on there.
dude, yeah. Twitter it still is. It's like not like like, but it used to be like on your timeline, like without you searching
It
for
would
it.
just show up.
Yeah.
Wait, you
Like,
forgot to show the rules. The rules are crazy.
dude.
Can I read them real quick?
Yeah.
You're not officially at our school until follow our at is made. No drama OOC out of character, meaning being super over dramatic or starting a fight out of character. Don't unfollow or block each other. We are only role playing. No self-harm so it doesn't encourage it in real life and anything else along those lines.
Oh, you were so woke.
I know, I know. We're a mature role-playing group, but you will be warned if you go too far. No
Ew.
switching names, face cards. Is that what it's
Ace
called?
cards.
Wait, what does FC stand for? I don't know if I did actually know what it meant.
You just wrote it down.
because everyone used it. Because I used to think it meant
Oh,
face
face
count.
claim.
Oh, yes.
Face
It's
claim, yeah.
please put effort into your character. Tweeting once a day is no effort. Rule number 8. Be literate.
Yep, you really did that one.
If you're not active for 7 days, you will be removed from our list. You aren't famous. You can have a hobby if you want to be creative, but remember, you're not famous without approval. Like, as in your like role playing character couldn't be
Yeah,
famous. Like
yeah,
that was like
yeah.
the rule.
Hmm. Like that's crazy.
Like what? She's so smart though. Like, come on. Like she was so smart.
You're talking about yourself.
She was very smart for her age. She was making games in her head. Come on, that's good.
That's kind of what Bug does.
I know. That's why I know that she does it. I need to have Maddie on to talk about this, but me and her both used to role play as Pookies on Club Penguin, where you would like
Oh,
pretend to get adopted. And this was a thing on like a lot of like kids' websites, like Animal Jam. This was a
yeah.
thing. I think it was a thing on, I don't think it was a thing on like Moshi Monsters, but yeah, it was crazy. And
No,
okay, also like We World and like that kind of stuff. Cause it's like crazy that like these websites got so popular just from like kids wanting to like pretend that they were
yeah.
like old or like
Yeah.
that they were like in this like family dynamic, which is weird that that's where like our brains like default.
That is kind of like our version of like kids growing up too fast. Like we were all like I feel like that's what I'm like I think like every single thing that's happening in every generation has happened before just in different ways. So when people are like, "Oh, kids nowadays are trying to grow up too fast." It's like we also did that but just in a very different way.
Yeah, no, definitely. Cause I remember like kids just like wanting to be like teenagers, you know, and then like
Yeah.
like and it was just like the thing,
Yeah.
like the thought in the head. But dude, role playing on Club Penguin was crazy
No, you and Maddie role playing is so sweet.
because but we didn't do it together. We didn't know each other at the time.
Oh.
But like
But
it was like crazy because you would be like you would be a Pookie and you'd sit there and you'd be like, size,
no,
size
yeah.
is so
I saw
lonely.
this. I saw
And
this.
then like a woman like with like a ponytail and like pearls and a dress would walk into the like pet shop and be like like struts out of limo. And
With like
then
the
you
little asterisks.
dudes, yes. And like sometimes like also there was like this whole language for it inside of the world where it was like Wista, like instead of sister, it was like
Oh
Wista
my
because you would like
God.
add an A instead of an ER, and then you would replace stuff with W's, like because it was like, oh, I can't talk, I'm so young.
Like that's crazy.
And then like I like a baby would be like falls out of limo, gets kicked and punched, and rolls over on the ground and like falls face first. Ow! And then like a like older like a person role playing as like a mom would like run over and be like, "Are you okay? What happened?"
They did this in like, did you ever play Fantage? Because
I
I did
I
this in
played it for like 5
Fantage.
seconds, but see, okay, so you did do this.
Yeah, no, I did in Fantage because Fantage was more like but it was more like I like role played like with like having a boyfriend and stuff. Like I had so many Fantage boyfriends.
Yeah. See, that's
Okay,
the thing
dude,
also
I
is
have to pee like so bad.
okay, I guess we're getting off.
Should I pee and then come back?
No, I have to go pick up my jeans from the place.
Okay, so